No, but that was my point. That's where I met Susan. Was well, I had met her before, but the one besides the first time, the what really stands out is meeting her again behind the Dolce in the dumpster. She was with this guy they called that. Well, me and my sister and our friends called him the Wind God, and he was this red haired, like super red haired. He looked like Mario Batali. That's what was really freaky. But he had a big like a fluffy, dry pompadour kind of thing with long hair in the back and a mullet, and he was about 400 pounds. And he used to be screaming at the bus stop, waiting for the bus or whatever he's doing in his crazy mind, and screaming about how he was the wind god. And I was kind of scared of him, which was unusual. But we're in the back of Dolce. I think me and Nick were there for whatever fucking reason. Maybe going up to Albert's or something. I don't know. And Sue jumped out of the dumpster with the wind god, and Sue had a stack of child child porn books full in under her arm that she had gotten out of the dumpster, and a big bag of donuts she had, and cream cheese and lox and bagels. And I was like, holy shit, I know that girl. And I think she just turned like 16. And yeah, that's what she was in the dumpster at fucking Dolce. That's what Sue was loving. It. Everybody used to dumpster dive in the 90s, especially the punk rock kids. Um, yeah, and so did we. You could probably still do it if you wait till Dunkin' Donuts closes or something. It's just that, they throw out beautiful shit in clean big garbage bags, and you can jump in there and you can feed the whole gang if you go exactly at when they close at like 12 o'clock or whatever, and get yourself a big bag of thrown out donuts and stuff, and Kaiser rolls, shit like that. But I was telling Jesse that's what I would do. He's worried about the government fucking shutdown and worried about um, alcohol becoming banned and welfare getting abolished and the power grid going down and missiles in the air. And I told him that none of it's going to happen. Social Security, relies. It's part of the fabric and bedrock of our government right now. And so he wouldn't let go of the idea. So I started offering suggestions because he was laughing at me about. I told him I'd get that. Well, that would be the day that I would borrow somebody's truck and go buy a fucking cow, sell my guitars, buy a cow, drink warm cow milk from a fucking pail, while looking at you dead in the eyes like Pulp Fiction, but I'm drinking a big pail of warm, raw, unfiltered, uncooked, unhomogenized mule milk. And it's dribbling down the front of my shirt, and I'm looking at you as you're talking, shaking my head. And he's laughing. He's like, yeah, it's stupid. I'm like, okay, motherfucker. And I was trying to explain to him the value of farm fresh eggs and what the differences between a regular egg, like a white bleached processed egg, and one that is farm fresh. That there's a taste difference. He didn't want to hear that either. Well, I said, you know what? I mean, you're talking about people looting and rioting for fucking food. I'm just saying, what would I do? That's what I. And then I would get a chicken, and then I'd get a. And I told him every now and again we'd have to, when the herd got too little too thin, we'd have to hack the head of a chicken or sacrifice the pig. But tonight we eat good, but we're gonna put some elbow grease into this and really make a meal out of it. Really try. He didn't want to hear that. And he said, finally, I'm like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to run down the street, get your ass checked like a looter in a fucking riot? I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, that's what I would do. But I'm thinking about it today. That's what I'd be doing. Raw everything. And I told him, you'd be the first motherfucker. I'll be the first motherfucker on the block to get an Elsie cow that everybody will love. People will envy the cow and want to put their dick in it. And he'd be the first motherfucker at the door. I need a cup of milk. And I'd be like, why don't you go loot and riot? Of course, there is no government shit. That's not what government shutdown means. There is no government. Everybody's under delusion. Just do as you're told, and you won't get arrested. That's as far as the government is. I try to explain to them gently that why do you even deserve an opinion on something you've never seen? I mean, it's an old, I'm talking about movie stars and musicians. He's talking about the government. I'm like, that's the Illuminati, man. It's a, it's, you have no business even thinking about that. Erase those thoughts from your heads. You know, Bilderbergs and the Forbes 40 and shit like that. What the fuck's that got to do? No, you don't know what that is. That's as close as government as they'll let you see. Shut down and shit. They're gonna take away Social Security. SpaghettiOs. I guess you got to get creative. But I'm just being hard on Jesse. He's a good boy. I feel the same way he does. He's doing cool shit. He's going to AA meetings, and he's not. Of course, he's not an alcoholic. He doesn't know what that is, but he's just going there anyway for something to do. I think he's going for the free food, which is even more. It makes me respect him a little bit. I mean, he has no shame. I really believe that's what he's doing. I talked to him about it, and he'll tell you if you earn his trust. He's like, yeah, I want the cheesecake. I want little mini muffins. I want donuts. I want. And I'm like, God damn it, I knew it. I'm like, I respect that. You want, and he calls them snacks. It's not like he's starving. He wants to snack. He's willing to go. And I said, why don't you just, they told him to shut the fuck up today because he's talking about Donald Trump and politics and religion. And I said, just go there and listen to other people's stories. But he said some really funny shit in the meanwhile. He was just like, I go there and I listen to their stories, and it's always me, 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 me. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's what the program's all about. That's what groups are all about. There's probably 3 or maybe 6 meetings today in this area alone. And yeah. And he's like, none of them drink anymore, but there's, I'm like, exactly, dude. Now you got it. They got a 10-year AA coin. They pull that shit out and the panties cream and all the dudes bend in for a closer look. I told him that's what it's about. It's very self-centered. That's all you're going to hear. God forbid I pick up a bottle of gin and start drinking again. You could forget it. The show's over. Just idle threats about drinking. That's what they love. I said, it's like any group, man. It's hard to fit in. But the best thing to do is either straight up lie, but don't even do that. You're going to fuck that up. Or just sit there and listen to them. And I told him before, all right, well, if that's, he was hurt because they told him to be quiet. I was like, well, they know you're not an alcoholic, and they know that you shouldn't talk about, you can't talk about religion and politics. It's about you each get your little turn to tell your tale of woe. He said, I'm just gonna walk out with the cakes. I'm like, oh, okay, you know. The 3 bitches I was talking about, they should do like I'll do another episode on that, but just yeah. He didn't like that. He's got a problem with people. I was like, I haven't spoken to a real person in 25 fucking years.